summer. Who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.
Yo, what's up, everybody, man? Appreciate everybody. Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I gotta see. Hey, look,
false start, wrap,
I'm
5-yard penalty.
See, hey, you see what the Vikings doing? Hold on,
you right on schedule with what the Vikings did today. All right, I'll start the show. What's going on, everybody? It is great to have you with us on Rapping for Days. I'm Justin with Purple and Gold for Days. My compatriot Rap might be back here. He's plugging stuff in. We are running just as smoothly as the Vikings offense did today. The Vikings beat the Vegas Raiders of Oakland 3-0 in a classic pitchers duel. All right, Rap, take two. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Shit, you see what they doing? Them boy cutting my camera off and all, man. That's how horrible. Like today is just not. Just give me my whole day back. I just want my whole day back.
I want those 3 hours back.
I feel like the Vikings definitely owe us 3 hours, bro. They definitely owe us 3 hours of our life back. Like straight up,
what's really messed up, though, real quick, and then we'll get into some shout outs and then we'll get into this mess. There were so many Vikings fans for the last pretty much since the schedule came out. Everybody's like, oh, I got my tickets to Vegas. I'm going to the Vegas game. How much money do the owners of the Minnesota Vikings owe not only the fans who bought those tickets, but bought plane tickets, that they had more purple in that stadium than they actually did Vegas Raiders fans?
Yeah.
But hey, we got the W. Isn't that all that matters? Is we got the W, right?
I guess so, man.
Well,
hey, man.
Yes.
Stupid. Let's give a shout out real quick. Yes. The two-tone in the building, man. Shout out to you, man. We got my score for life, Bob, and my bro, the OG in the building, man. Shout out to you, man. He gonna fade you up. You hear me? Ryan Peterson, I see you, boy. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you, man. We got AJ, Cody. I see y'all. We got Frozen in the building, Luft in the building, man, from First and Score. Let's go, man. We got James in the building. I see you, man. Mr. I Want a Minnock, man. All y'all get a Rick Flynn there, man. You know, let's get it, man. We got Newt in the building. I see you, D. Will. Hey, Rap acting like the Vikes. Facts. You hear me? Like, that's just the type of day it is, man. You hear me? Like 3-0, man. Let's talk about it, man. We got K-Fang in the building, man. Dylan in the building. I see you, Miss Mary in the building. Let's go. I got to get a Ric Flair after her. Let's go, man. Roger, I see you, man. F Dobbs. We got Lemmy in the building. Let's go, man. Dylan, what's happening, my dog? What's going on with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in, man. We appreciate all y'all tonight, man. We're going to get into this, man. Let's get one more Ric Flair. All right, now let's get to this ish. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to this.
I like Mary's comment. I had to get a root canal after. Oh, sorry. I had a root canal that was better than watching that game. Yeah.
Man, listen. This had to be like besides like a game where we just absolutely get dominated. You know what I'm saying? Like a game where let's just use an example. Let's just say the Cowboys game last year, right?
Right.
Besides a game like that, though, I'm telling you right now, this had to have been the worst game that I've watched in my whole Vikings fandom since 1999. Now, I know there's some fans in here that's been fans longer than 1999. All right. But I'm going to tell you, that's a long time. All right. And this game right here rubbed me the wrong way. I'm going to keep it real. This game rubbed me the wrong way. Now, a win is a win is a win is what some of us might say. And I understand that. I get that. But it's a certain way you have to win. Me and Day spoke about this plenty of times throughout this season when we beat the Bears and when we beat the Panthers the first time. We said, yes, it was a win. But, I mean, was it really? You know what I mean? Like, was it really? And tonight, man, this shit was miserable. This shit was horrible, man. Shit was horrible, man.
You want to know what's funny about it? I think calling it horrible is an insult to horrible. Because it was so worse than that. I will say this to your point about since you've been a Viking fan in 1990 and 1999, The only games that you could possibly put up against this is that Monday Night Football game in New York where Josh Freeman was the starting quarterback. That is the level of patheticness that today was. You can talk about the Joe Webb playoff game against the Green Bay Packers after Christian Ponder and Adrian Peterson beat the Packers in week 17, but Peterson was hurt, and you had to go with Joe Webb. After that first drive of run-pass options, they decided to try to make a pocket passer out of him, and it was a disaster after that. Yeah. Those 3 games might possibly be the 3 worst Vikings games in our lifetimes. And I'm not saying one was worse than the other, but it's right there. And the fact that you only were in this game because your defense was playing lights out. Going into this season, we were just hoping that the defense could be average because we were going to build on last year and what a great offense we had, and we just need the defense to be average. The defense was more than average. Now, as I said in the video that will drop either tonight or tomorrow morning, so check that out on Purple and Gold for days. I don't even know how to say this anymore. It's just mind-boggling to me. Your defense didn't shut out Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. It was Aiden O'Connell and the mediocre at best Vegas Raiders. But regardless, you go on the road and pitch a shutout against anybody, I don't care. That is a phenomenal performance. You only got 3 points. 3 points. Why? Because Kevin O'Connell, he's too prideful. He gets in his own way. He wants to be the parent that is your friend and not the parent that lays the smack down when you need to come correct. Okay? Mm-hmm. As a parent, we all know we got kids. Sometimes you don't want to be the bad parent. You want to be the parent that your kids love to ask questions and love to say, hey, Dad, can I do this? Mom, can I do that? Because they know you're probably going to say yes because you always say yes. Well, sometimes you got to be the parent that says no. And Kevin O'Connell's too loyal. He's too loyal.
Man, listen, man. Good take, man. Let's get a good take, my friends. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's get it, man. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like Oprah tonight, man. You get a call. We about to hand out these motherfuckers tonight. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If I was Brian Flores, man, I wouldn't even want Kevin O'Connell as my counterpart. I wouldn't, because you know what? This man holding him up, man. This man is literally rocking him to sleep. Like, listen, if it wasn't for Brian Flores, bro, like this would be a disaster. Listen, shout out to Brian Flores and that defense. Yes, now, I want to say, even though the game was horrible, like you stated, and yes, we might have not shut out Patrick Mahomes or anything, but I think shutting out an NFL team is always going to be something you have to give flowers to, right? Because it's hard.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the defense. I I really don't want to take away from the defense really holding a team to 0 points. Like that is a huge accomplishment for a football team. But man, Kevin O'Connell, man, they set a stat, and I was about to tell Dave this right before the show started, and then I was like, hold on, before we do that, let's just hit live and just talk about it on live, right, with you guys. But if y'all remember watching the game, for the ones who watched the whole game, the broadcasters came on and they had a little segment about Kevin O'Connell, and they talked about how in 23 games, this guy's win point differential, like this guy literally only wins games by 3 points, bro. Mm-hmm. On an average of 3 points, a field goal, man. This guy is way too conservative. And listen, he did an interview, and I felt good about it. There was an interview he did before this game. I think it might have been with Paul Allen. I think it was with Paul Allen on the Vikings Network.
Yeah.
And he was saying how, listen, he's going to try to get better at being more aggressive, whether that's going for it on 4th and 8. He don't give a damn. He's like, man, listen, we have to start going against the grain when it comes to analytics and stuff and figuring out how to put teams away. And I felt super good. I felt like he was going to come in here, do his thing, go crazy. And yet again, man. And you know what? It's hard for me to put 100% blame on Kevin O'Connell, because I also do feel like he just has a quarterback that's not good. All right. Yeah. We just need to let it go, man. Josh Dobbs is not a good NFL quarterback. This is it. This is what we draw in the line tonight. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why he was on 7 different teams. There's a reason why nobody wanted to keep him on the roster. He's not good, bro. Go ahead, Dave, man. I ain't even want to sit there and talk about it.
My biggest issue with Josh Dobbs is rule number 1 as a quarterback: you don't hang your wide receivers out to dry. You hung Justin Jefferson out to dry. He has been gone for the last 7 games and the bye week. So it's 9 total weeks by my count since he's played. And we got 1 quarter out of the best wide receiver on the planet. 2 catches, 27 yards. Why? Yeah. Because you were so high. Every pass he was missing high. And when you miss high and you make your receivers put their hands up in the air like that, you're exposing their chest, their back, their ribs. He had to go to the hospital. Now, let's just get this out of the way right now. Justin Jefferson was back in the locker room post-game. So they took him to the locker room, to the hospital for precautionary reasons, because there's more equipment, medical equipment and technology in hospitals than they have in locker rooms. They were probably checking for a cracked rib or maybe a collapsed lung. The fact that he's back in the locker room to me suggests that he's okay and that he probably will play next Saturday. Remember, you got one less day because you're playing on Saturday, right? But anyway, Josh Dobbs is who he is. It's not his fault that he is who he is. It's Kevin O'Connell's fault for. Again, after the Bears game, I said Jared Mahomes Hall. So did you, because I know what I got in Josh Dobbs, and I know what I got in Nick Mullens. I don't know what I got in Jaron Hall, and I want to see him so that I know going into next season what I got. Oh, well, we're in a playoff position, and that's not fair to the guys who you can still get to the playoffs with. It ain't fair keeping Josh Dobbs in there either. Okay? So your excuse of, well, we want a veteran, we don't want to put a 5th-round rookie in, you going to tell me he couldn't have gotten more than 3 points? I digress. So all I'm going to say is this.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell, if you want to start him, it's a pride thing is what it is. They want it to be right. They want it to be, hey, look at this guy that we got for 2 weeks after trading for him. Look at how good we are. The simple fact of the matter is simply this. After 1 quarter, you could have argued, pull Josh Dobbs. For dang sure by halftime, he should have been pulled. It is only because Brian Flores and that defense kept you in that game. If you were playing any halfway decent team, if you were playing the Lions, if you were playing the Cowboys, the Eagles, the 49ers, and all the good teams in the AFC, it wouldn't have mattered because you would have given up 17 points, not because they're a bad defense, but you only had, I'm not taking away from the defensive performance, but it was the Raiders. So
I got you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Make the change a lot sooner, Kevin O'Connell. Come on, dude.
And another to piggyback off of that, right? To piggyback off of that. If y'all notice when y'all watch the game, when we winded up making that transition, you could see Kevin O'Connell talking to Dobbs, and it's almost like he's apologizing. Like if you could read the body language, it's almost like he's giving him an explanation, like, "Hey man, you know what I mean? I really don't want to take you out, but you know what I mean? I just feel like we might have to take." No, it's like, bro, tell him, listen, dog, you're not good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, we thought you was somebody, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you struggle really bad, and you got to go sit on the bench, bro. We putting in Nick Mullens, and shout out to Nick Mullens coming in, man. Shout out to Nick Mullens, because you saw the difference right away. All right, like I'm gonna keep it real. You saw the difference right away, and the crazy part is he's not even mobile. No, he's not even mobile.
He's not that good either.
He's not that accurate. He's not mobile, but guess what? He knew to just sling the ball. That's what he's known as, a gunslinger. But you know what? Hey, I knew, like, bringing him in, just having the fresh eyes, fresh brain, kind of just the fresh start, man. I felt like it would give us some kind of juice. And great call. That's the one good thing Kevin O'Connell did today, was making that switch. Now, like you said, he maybe should have did it a little sooner. But I think the time was right, because it was at a point in time where, hey, if we can just put up 3, if we can get one spark on one drive, put up 3, we can book this game. Because it was obvious this game, whoever scored a field goal was going to win this football game. It was obvious, right? I give Kevin O'Connell that, but that's not going to cover up the rest of the nonsense that he's been doing the past couple games, man. You know, just sad, bro. Just sad. Kevin O'Connell's play calling is horrible, man.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know that it was the play calling. I think it was just you have a guy that can't execute those plays. My issue isn't his play calling right now. For a while it has been. My issue is you are calling plays that you have a quarterback that cannot execute. Rap, if you and I are behind the Vikings offensive line, Kevin O'Connell could call the greatest plays ever, but neither one of us are going to be able to execute it very well. Now, Josh Dobbs can execute. Now, maybe his play calling is trash. We don't know. All I know is right now, it took him way too long to make that change. And again, Nick Mullens isn't even really all that good. It was just Maybe Kevin O'Connell's playing maybe Kevin O'Connell's got the right idea. I'll keep Dobbs in there for so long that my players just instantly respond to say, all right, we got a different guy in here. Let's go. Let's get us one field goal. Again, it was a soccer match that was 1-0. That's what it was.
Right. You know, like at the end of the day, man, shout out to the defense, because if it wasn't for them, I mean, the good part is, like, for a game like today to happen, I guess it was the perfect time for it to happen, because you're playing, like you said, the Raiders with a rookie quarterback in Aiden O'Connell. And y'all know I did a video on my channel leading up to this game saying, who is Aiden O'Connell? Like, we shouldn't be worried about this guy. This guy's going to be nobody, man. This guy's nobody. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way this guy's going to beat us. And you know what? Brian Flores showed that. I mean, I knew Brian Flores would put together a game plan that would make this kid struggle and make this kid pay, and it showed. But I mean, you know, it goes back to Monday. All right. You let a team beat you that scored 12 points. Okay. That's unacceptable. Today, you could have let a team beat you if they would have scored 3 points, or let's just say 4, if you just want to be technical, right? A team could have scored 4 points and beat you, Kevin O'Connell, because your offense cannot just fails. Think about it, dog. The last 6 quarters, I mean, the last 8 quarters, this man's offense has scored 13 points, bro. 13 points. You know what I mean? Like, that is unacceptable, dog. I don't give a damn I don't care who the quarterback is, because when you are offensive mind, you will find a way. I mean, I watched Sean McVay and other great offensive-minded coach use a damn Baker Mayfield, a Ripley, a Ripken, all type of no-name type motherfuckers, man, and put up points. At least put up 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You got to figure out a way to put your players in position. But again, Josh Dobbs, speaking about his passing real quick, this guy's accuracy is just non-existent. Okay, this guy's he's gonna get a lot of wide receivers hurt. He can't just do the simple things. Okay, there you saw in the group chat day when SK was like, "Man, hey, KJ Osborne needs to go. We need a bench." I'm like, he's bad. I'm like, I get it. You know, yes, KJ Osborne, and then he had that crucial drop too today. So I get it. KJ Osborne, he had a struggle today. But that one pass, the reason why I said, man, F that, man, I'm blaming that on Dobbs, because he's been doing it all day, and I seen JJ get hurt, and, you know, he threw it behind KJ. And yes, the rule is, as a wide receiver, you touch the ball, you got to catch it. I get that, man. But this quarterback, all he has to do, man, is do these simple throws. Put the ball in the man's chest, man. I mean, you're being taught this in Pee Wee football. Why are you panicking, man? And it's making sense, man. It's making sense why he hasn't been able to stay on the NFL team. I mean, it just is what it is. Hey, in the Zoe, shout out to you, man. Hey, your boy Dobbs. Hey, in the Zoe, don't ever argue with me again about Dobbs, bro. Don't ever argue with me again about Dobbs in the Zoe. Get rid of. Don't ever come out again and rep that. Do not die on that hill, Zoe. Do not, man. Come on over to the Jeremy Holmes Hall Hill. You feel me? Better yet, the Nick Mullens Hill. Shit.
Anybody. All right, I'm going to go through a list, and then you get the Ric Flair at the end, because I know we haven't hit some names. I think you hit AJ, but let's get AJ again. We got Newt. We got D-Will. We got Dylan. And the Ric Flair. I'm going to go through a whole bunch. We got Carlos. We got Lemmy. You got Barber already. We got Vaughn already. Nephew, JJ, D-Will.
Let's go.
Joey, Mr. McFadden.
Let's go.
I'm scrolling.
Vikings, let's go, man. Shout out you, man. Appreciate you tapping in, Fo.
What's up, Fo? I've 3 game. I'm sorry if I messed it. T-Bass is in here as well. I know T-Bass has got a thing or two to say about Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, man. We'll read some comments now, man. We'll go through and read some comments. We'll read some of y'all comments, man.
I know. We went on a rant. We never let this go this far without shouting you guys out. 404, what's going on? All right. Reminder, wipe your feet at the door. Hit the like button if you didn't already. We got 37 people watching, and I know we only got about 22, 23 likes. So hit that like button. If you don't already subscribe to Purple Pocket Podcast, hit that sub button as well. And when the show is over, go over to Purple and Go for Days. That's me. I will have a video dropping tonight or tomorrow morning, as well as be on live tomorrow night at 8:15. Programming notes. because we had a lot going on. We were going to spin the wheel tonight to give away Mary's prize. We're going to do that offline tomorrow, and we will announce the winner tomorrow night on Skull for Days, and then Mary will let us know what next week's prize is. And you know what? Whoever wins this prize is going to get more out of today's game than the rest of us did, and barely the Vikings.
Yeah.
All right.
I just felt like it would be criminal to do a giveaway after today's performance. Like, we gotta let this shit go. We gotta let this shit be behind us, man. Yes. We gotta Mary. We ain't even want to disrespect Mary's kindness like that, giving away nothing after him like that. You know what I mean? Like, so for real, if anybody should be giving something, it should be the Minnesota Vikings giving all of us free tickets to the next home game to make up for this bullshit we just watched for 3 hours. But it's neither here nor there.
There have been 14 games that have already been played and or started with Philly and Dallas already underway. Okay. Yeah. Outside of Philly and Dallas, I'm going to leave them out. The rest of the games, the Carolina Panthers, they scored 6 points in a 28-6 loss.
Right.
The Houston Texans scored 6 points in a 30-6 beatdown by the New York Jets. I'm surprised that the Texans got beat like that, but whatever. It's not the point. The Chargers lost 24-7 to the Denver Broncos. What's my point? They all scored more than the Minnesota Vikings. And these was with 6 and 7 points, ladies and gentlemen. The Raiders scored. Hey, you know what? The Vikings defense has given up the fewest points at 0. We've only scored the second fewest.
Man,
I'm just so disgusted right now.
Shout out T-Bass, man, for always keeping it 100 too, man, because he was off the Josh Dobbs train since the day we signed him. Kind of like me. I should have stuck with my guns with T-Bass, bruh. Like, I let y'all convince me, man. Not all y'all. I let some of y'all convince me, and I was trying to get on the fandom hype, man. But you know what? I should have stuck to my gun. Never again. Never again, bruh. But shout out to T-Bass for always keeping it real with what he believes in, because he knew off the rip, man, this dude was going to be ass juice, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Wicked Shot 28, man. He said Vikings should have signed Joe Flacco when we had the chance. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really would be able to project that Joe Flacco would have still had a little bit of juice in him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I wouldn't have been a fan of the Joe Flacco move.
No, that wouldn't have done much.
It's not exciting. Like, oh, the Vikings signed Joe Flacco. I would have been like, okay. Like, just put Nick Mullens in there.
No, put Jerry Mahomes Hall in there.
Jerry Mahomes Hall is what we want. But did you see the list? They had him as the third QB, like as an emergency.
The emergency.
He's like an emergency QB all of a sudden now. Like, come on, man. This shit is crazy, man. Like, why are they doing this to the kid, man? I mean, is he that bad at practice? Hold on, we talking about practice? Hold on, do I got that?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
Not the game.
Not a game. We talking about practice.
Yeah, man. We talking about
Shout out
practice.
Jack's Hats. Shout out Jack's Hats. What's going on? It feels so bad for Dobbs, but at the end of the day, not his fault. Jefferson got hurt. It kills. Well, I think it is his fault. I think he airmailed that, and JJ went up and got it and put himself in a vulnerable position. But I want to be clear. My anger and issues right now are about 15% with Josh Dobbs, but realistically, I put more of it on his head coach for putting him in a position that he's not ready to handle. I'm just going to say it like that.
Yeah. Every pass that hit KJ in the hands, he dropped. Hey, that's a fact too, Roger. Like, KJ disappointed today. You know, it was kind of buried off of the fact of, you know, Dobbs was having such a bad game. Like, I didn't even expect, like, you know, even when KJ was dropping him, I just automatically expected that the pass was bad. Because all I saw was bad passes all day. So it just made it to where it was like, you know what? I don't even care if he dropped it. The throw was bad. All right. The throw was bad. Here, Josh Dobbs pissed me off within 4 minutes of that football game. I was already done. I was done. You feel me? Like, I'm just keeping real with y'all. I was done. There was nothing he could have did to make me change my mind after about 3 minutes into the football game. I was like, yo, this guy, like, for Kevin O'Connell to roll this guy out, you know what I mean? Because the first pass to Justin Jefferson should have been a pick six.
Yeah.
The first pass.
It really should have. It went through his hands and then Jefferson's hands. Yeah. Again, do you blame the guy? Again, it's like when a person gets promoted to executive vice president who just got out of college. It's like, and then they screw up their job. It's like, is it their fault that they're incompetent, or is it the fault of the person who put somebody who's incompetent into a position of authority, into a position of such importance? I don't know. All I will say is I'm going to put most of this on Kevin O'Connell. I thought we would need a defensive touchdown, a pick six, a scoop and score, a punt return touchdown, a kickoff return touchdown. I didn't think we were going to get a victory without the defense scoring. We just barely did enough against one of the mediocre teams in the NFL, and that's not sustainable. You're not going to go into Cincinnati and play a game like that offensively and win. I don't care that they don't got Joe Burrow. You're not going to get any more victory. You're not as mediocre as the Lions are. The Lions are going to Lions. Everybody like, hey, see, the Lions are frauds. So
what was the score of their game? What was the score of their game today?
28-13. Yeah, 28-13. The Lions didn't do anything in the second half offensively at all.
Yeah.
The
it was defense is top notch. Hey, that's a fact, Julian. The defense is definitely top. Our defense is legit. I mean, I believe like no matter who we were playing, like if our defense played like they played today, they would have made it hard on any quarterback, whether that's Patrick Mahomes or anybody. But 404, I wanted to get to this, man. Y'all trying to tell me Mullens and Hall were worse than Dobbs in practice the last 2 weeks, bro? That's what I mean. Tell me 404. Like you tell me. I mean, should 404? You want to pull up? I mean, you from the 404, so I know you from the ATL, man. I'm right here in Charleston, bro. We ain't nothing but a couple of hours away. You know what I mean? You want to ride up there together, man, and we can check it out. Because I'm down, bro. I'm down at this point. Like, I want to go out there with the binoculars, man. I'm trying to see. Like, at this point, I need to see, man. You feel me? Because there ain't no damn way in hell, man. There ain't no damn way in hell, man, that these guys are sitting here watching Josh Dobbs every day and saying, you know what? Yeah, that's the guy we're going to play on Sunday. Yeah. He's the best. He gives us the best chance. There's no way, bro. There's no way.
And I'll say this. We like the prospect of Jaren Hall because, one, when we drafted him, it's okay. He's a 5th-round guy, so we're not expecting him to play right away. He'll sit for a year behind Cousins, and KLC can teach him all this stuff. And, yeah, we were hoping to say, all right, we got our guy. We finally didn't just sign somebody off the street or somebody else's guy. We finally got our own guy. And yeah, he looked good in that second drive against Atlanta, but we're not going over that. But my point is this. I want to see what we got out of the kid, and it cannot be any worse. It cannot be any worse.
It can't be.
And if he is that worse, then okay, maybe they just don't want us to see how bad he is because then they can be like, oh, another wasted draft pick. But you got to do something different. You can't keep rolling the same guy out there who isn't getting the job done. You at least got to give somebody else a shot. And if they fail, then you go to the next guy, or you go back to your first guy and see, I told you he was the best option. If that's the best option, we in trouble. We're in trouble.
And I know, and Jax, I feel you. I feel Mary. You guys have really good points. We should have pulled them out. Jax, I feel you too, though. The offensive line. I mean, look, the offensive line definitely has fallen off the past couple games. And I said this in a video a couple days ago. I'm telling you, the Denver exposed us, bruh. I told Dave this when we went live. Me and Dave went live on, I think that was Friday night.
Thursday.
You know what I mean, or Thursday. We did a pop-up live. And I'm telling you, I told him at the end of that live, I said, bruh, I'm telling you, man, I think Denver exposed us, bruh. Denver exposed, not just it exposed on what you need to do to make Dobbs be obsolete. Like, all you got to do is pressure him, bruh. He panics and he turns his back to the defense. That's one pet peeve I hate about this kid, man. Like, every time a defender breaks through, he turns his back, man. Like, stop turning your back. You cannot make a play with your back turned to the play, man. You can't do it. You know what I mean? You can't do it. It's like basketball. If you're a point guard, you on a fast break, but you're looking down while you're dribbling. You can't make a play because you don't know what's going on there, man. Your coach will tell you, man, dribble with your head up, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, it just don't make no sense, man.
If you're in college or the NBA, if you're a point guard and you can't dribble without looking at the ball, you got to get out of the game. But
I'm telling you.
This thing, and you said this with Dave. Dave and I said this on the stop running backwards. You don't turn your back to the defense and run backwards for 6-7 yards as you're trying to escape and then get tackled. So instead of a 3-yard sack, it's a 7-yard sack. It's like, what's up, Al? Good to see you. There's just so many things that are wrong about this. And again, my bigger point is KOC should be seeing this and he should be like, okay, I got to try something else. I can't keep trying this. To the points that were made, the O-line got work today.
Yeah,
O'Neal got worked. Christian Darrisaw got worked a couple of times. We didn't have, you remember last year when we lost Garrett Bradbury and by the playoffs, we all just hoping to get Garrett Bradbury back. Okay. Yeah. We're now hoping we get Ed Ingram back. Think about that for a second. We missed Ed Ingram, who 2 months ago was the punching bag of everybody. And we missed Ed Ingram today. And when that report came out on the Purple and Gold pregame show, I was just like, okay, this might be a little bit of an issue, but we still should be able to take care of business. And to your, actually, I don't think it was Denver. I'll see your Denver and I'll raise you one. New Orleans figured it out at halftime.
Yeah,
they're the ones who probably set that blueprint. Actually,
yeah.
We can go back.
Shout
to
out
them
our
too.
boy in the building, man. Minnesota Sports Talk. Look, speaking of Dave, man, I was just telling him, Dave. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling him what we were talking about, man. You know, Dave said he feels like it goes back to New Orleans, but I remember me saying, man, I think Denver exposed us, man. Denver, like, to me, it was the Denver game. But then again, because I can't really remember the New Orleans game like that. I try to look at the good in the New Orleans game. I feel like that was one of the better games that we've seen with Josh Dobbs because he had a hell of a half at least. But yeah, man. I mean, look. The little twinkle dust is over with, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that shit is gone, man. The fairy
it's
dust.
Done.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, man. The fairy dust is over with. It blew off. You know what I mean? Like it's done. Like Dobbs is not him, and he never was. You know what I mean? Like and guess what? The situation we're in now with Mullens. Don't be surprised if Mullen comes in on Saturday against the Bengals and has a pretty decent game. You know what I mean? And has a pretty decent game. But what I'm telling y'all as Vikings fans, and I'm going to work on this too, is let's not jump on that bandwagon and think that he is the savior. Because yes, he might have one or two games that look like, okay, maybe he's somebody. Bruh, listen, no. We need to go get a quarterback in the draft. You know what I mean? Or whatever we're going to do with Kirk now, I'm against the bringing Kirk back for 2 or 3 years. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I got to do that rather than try to be playing QB carousel with these motherfuckers, man, bring them back. I don't care. You know what? Because at the end of the day, as a Viking, I want to win, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to win. I'm going to keep it real. I can't take a full season of watching that shit there. Could you imagine having to go through this from week 1? Shit. Boy.
It's one of those deals where it goes back to some of the things that we've talked about in the offseason. And I don't want to go too far down the Kirk Cousins rabbit hole. Okay. But
man, fuck it, why not? We ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Well, all right then.
This team ain't give us nothing to talk about tonight. You know what I mean? So
if Dave's still in here, he's salivating, waiting. But here's what I'm saying. Going into this, we had said, okay, how far can you go with Kirk Cousins? And my established mantra was, he's a guy that has a cap of the divisional round of the playoffs. And maybe once he might break through to an NFC championship game. But by and large, we didn't think he had it in him to win us a Super Bowl. Okay. So we were more than willing to let this be the last year of Kirk and to find somebody else and go through the growing pains. Yeah. Okay. Here's the problem with the Vikings right now. Here's their biggest issue. They are going through the growing pains without reaping the benefits of finding their next guy.
Right.
And moving forward, they're stuck in the middle like they always are. They don't know how to get out of the middle. They're still trying to be competitive and get into the playoffs without an answer at quarterback, and they are no closer to finding an answer at quarterback. So I'll say my Kirk Cousins bit one more time. Let's take the name Kirk Cousins off the table for a minute. If the Vikings next season, you looked at a free agent quarterback who was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good, not great, but is 36 years old coming off an Achilles injury and wants market value. What would we all be saying? No, I'm not going to give 40, 50 million to a guy who's 36, who wasn't mobile to begin with, and now is coming off an Achilles injury. No, you wouldn't say that. Now, the people who say we should bring Kirk Cousins back, take off your purple and gold color glasses for a second. There is no way, if Kirk Cousins wasn't our quarterback and he was available, that you would want him under those circumstances. That's number one. Number two, I'll remind people that due to the salary cap maneuvering that both Kwesi and Rick Spielman did with Kirk Cousins' contract, if you give Kirk Cousins, say, $40 million, which is the same amount that Daniel Jones got, and even with his injury, Kirk's not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll play for 20. No, he's not going to do that. You give him 40, he's got $10 million of dead cap hit, so his cap number would be 50, and you'd still have $18 more million dead on 2025. Unfortunately, when you put it all together, his injury, his age, and the mess of the salary cap situation, you would be cutting your nose to spite your face. You know what you'd be doing, Rap? We'd be going back to the same mediocre carousel that we were on before. Now, the argument will be made, well, yeah, but our defense is better. Well, if Flores is gone, our defense ain't going to be better. So to me, it's no. I still would say I'd rather go through the carousel and the growing pains. As much as it would suck, At least if you are doing that with the idea of finding your next guy, then I can accept it. What I can't accept and what I agree with you on right now is how bad this sucks, because not only are we not competitive per se, we're also not getting anywhere closer to finding the next guy. The Vikings are doing exactly the wrong thing. Either pick a lane, be competitive, or be rebuilding and find your next guy. And they're not doing either one of them right now.
That's a fact, man. This team is pure trash. Shout out my boy Too Evil in the building.
What up, Too
man?
Evil? We knew Too Evil was going to get in.
Shout out to you, man. Hey, Quiet Storm said that boy Madison was kicking it. Hey, yeah, Madison was having a really good game, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was having a really good game. You know, and he should, 13 weeks into the season. I mean, he better. You know what I'm saying? Like, So shout out to him, though, man. He definitely was doing his thing. But Too Evil said this team is pure trash. Apparently, the Raiders are so bad that trash is more valuable. Yes, the cursed jersey tried, but the Raiders are too shitty. Hey, that's a fact, man. The Raiders are that bad. Like, we thought we were bad, but yeah, I mean, the Raiders are bad. To give Ingram credit, at least he's a draft pick that's out there playing, unlike most of our draft. Hey, that's fact too. Lewis Cine, like, what's up with Lewis Cine? Although, I mean, it's obvious why Lewis Cine isn't playing. I mean, look at Cameron Bynum. Look at Josh Metellus.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, Harrison Smith really quiet, but
he's still
his
getting
presence out there
right.
is just kind of, you can't really substitute that. So shout out to Harrison Smith, man. You know what I mean? He still brings value as far as his intelligence
and his leadership. I mean, he's not making the splash plays that Harrison Smith did, but what he's doing is he's being the solid piece that is what is allowing Bynum and Metellus to make those splash plays, because he's back there to cover up any mistakes. So all three of those guys, but it doesn't change the overarching point that has been made is you had the 12th pick,
man. Yeah, for sure, man. Listen, I want y'all to do this for me, man. Everybody in the chat, man. Drop a pace gang in the chat, man. You know what I mean? Your boy R.A. Peasy told y'all that Pace was gonna be our dude, man. I told y'all Pace was gonna be our best, one of our best defensive players on this team as an undrafted free agent, man. Drop a damn pace gang in the chat, man. Let's go, man.
He was
telling
an
you,
beast.
A boy like that, man.
Today. And that backflip was fire.
And I didn't even know he could backflip like that.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? For sure. that boy, they different, man. I'm telling you, with the pick, the sack, 13 tackles. I mean, come on, man. Pace gang, man. Let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure, man. Listen, I'm so glad we got him, man. Even this far into the season, man, it still was the right thing to do. Was to sign that kid, man. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, man, for sure. But look, we're 7-6. Okay. Yeah. Now this is what let's talk about this. We'll talk about this. Hold on, we're gonna talk about this right here.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Give me
you
10
kidding
seconds.
me?
Give me 10
playoffs?
Seconds.
We're gonna talk about the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all. Am I confident going into the playoffs with this football team? Hell no. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Hell no. I'm trying to think about us playing, like, I know people say the Lions are lining, but listen, the Lions, to me, like, bruh, like, they're a bad matchup for us. I still feel like that. I feel like the Lions are a bad matchup for us. I don't want to see them. Now, the good thing is, when you talk about a team that plays defense really good, you can travel with that. That's the good thing about the NFL. If you got a top 10 defense, you could travel with that anywhere in the nation and play some good football. We just need our offense to help out. It's crazy. Isn't it crazy? Like last year, it was the complete opposite.
Yes.
Last year was a complete. Why can't we just get both at the same damn time? I mean, is that too much to ask? Can we just get both at the same damn time for 1 year? You know what I'm saying?
Barry and Love back me up on this. Okay. You said earlier you've been a fan since 1999. This is what the Vikings have been since the 70s and the Purple People Eater days when you had Fran Tarkenton. That was the last time they had both. Every year, they got a great defense and a mediocre offense, or a great offense and a mediocre defense. We can never get them the same. And again, as much as we just got done talking about Kirk Cousins and what we've thought about him, and yes, of course, we'd be better off with him than not right now. That was never the point. We finally got a halfway decent offensive line. sans the last couple of weeks. And now we got this great defense. Now, let's not pretend that we didn't have a great defense in 18 and 19. And you can talk about John DiFilippo this and Mike Zimmer that, whatever. Not the point. The point is that, yes, defenses do travel, but it don't matter how great. You can have the Baltimore Ravens defense of 2000 and maybe get away with scoring 10 points a game. Not these days, not 20-some years later, where the rules of the NFL are always swayed towards the offense. No, and the quarterback's the most important position and how valuable the quarterbacks are. No, you'll get to a point, but you ain't get anywhere. To Mary's point that was made earlier, we can fancy ourselves the fact that we are in the playoff picture because of our record, but this isn't a playoff team per se that can do anything. Not with this offense right now.
James said we beat that. We'll beat Detroit 6-0. Yeah, you know, I mean, look, the way this season is going, shit, I wouldn't be surprised if we beat them 4-0. You know what I mean? Like, just get 2 safeties. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my
fuck
gosh.
it. I don't know what's going on, man. Like, I would not be surprised what this team can do, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. He said, why was Jerry Mahomes Hall inactive for this? Man, because they sabotaging our guy, man. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't know, man. I wish we had answers, man. We need answers, to be real. We need answers. Sarah, you finally coming on board. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome, Sarah, to the F Dobbs train. Let's give her a round of applause. Let's give Sarah a big round of applause. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Dobbs, Sarah, Dobbs, hey, he's not Himothy. I'm gonna keep it real. He's not him.
Purple Pride FTW. If you don't already sub me up because I got a video dropping and you're gonna love the first 30 seconds of my video. Getting to your point about that being a baseball game. That's your teaser. Purple Pride for the win. 2009 was probably the last. Yeah, that was the last time we had 1 year of balance of good offense to great offense and good to great defense. I'm saying on a consistent basis. Okay. When Denny Green was the coach of this team, everybody said Dennis Green offensive mind, and he was. But for the first handful of years that Denny Green was here, this was a defensive team run by Tony Dungy as the defensive coordinator. And when Dungy left, the defense got worse and the offense got better. But they've never had a season outside of 2009 where you could say this team was legitimately balanced with above average on both the offense and the defense. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, shout out Purple Papa in the building, man. I see your Purple. Hey, listen, real quick after this. Hold on. Hey, Purple Papa, man. Hey, we needed you. We need you on. I don't think I went live Friday. Matter of fact, I had a Christmas party, but yeah, you know what I mean. Look, I'm telling you, we needed you to pull me off this Dobbs train because listen, you usually make me have more faith and believe in the kid, but I'm gonna tell you, Purple Papa, man, you got a task on your hand next Friday. I'm gonna keep it real with you, and the game is Saturday. The game is Saturday, Papa. So make sure you on there Friday to call in because you got a lot of convincing to do for this community. But I bet you'll get it done, though. I know that for sure. But to answer your question, was that hit on Jefferson a defenseless player hit? Nobody said anything about it. I don't think so. No. You know, I think it was just a bad throw on Dobbs' part, and Jefferson being the competitor he is, of course he's going to try to go get the rock. You know what I mean? Like, is that just the type of player he is? And he had to pay for it. But they said some good news came out, man. Does anybody have what Kevin O'Connell said about him? What was it? Did you mention that day earlier?
Well, what I said is that by the time the game ended, he was already back from the hospital in the locker room with his teammates after the game, which means that's a very, very good sign. That if he was still in the hospital, still getting evaluated and looked at after the game was over, we'd be saying, oh boy, what's going on here? But the fact that he was there tells me a lot that I think he's going to be ready. But to Purple Papa's question, no, that's football. That's football. If that was Harrison Smith who tackled a wide receiver that way, we'd say, okay, that's a good hit. That's a good football hit. Dobbs put him in a position to be hung out to dry. Yes, you know what? There are other receivers that would have alligator armed it and made a big business decision. And we'd be like, oh, wow, nice business decision there. You know what? I'd rather have a guy, obviously knowing the results. Would you have rather had Justin Jefferson made a business decision and let that ball sail over his head, even if it ended up being intercepted versus him being out for the game? Of course we would. Yeah. But you don't know that at the time. But no, there are defenseless receivers. There's our terrible hits, and that was just not one of them. He just went up and hit the guy. That's football. No, so I don't think so.
I don't think Justin Jefferson will ever just let a ball go over his head unless it's just an uncatchable ball. Like Justin Jefferson is going to try to make the play for his team, man. You know, that's just what it is. And there's a such thing as your quarterback getting you killed by throwing the ball how you're not supposed to, you know, and that's what Dobbs did. Dobbs threw a ball that he shouldn't. He should have threw that pass, but he should have threw it in his chest, man. Make it go in his body. You know what I mean? Like, if you couldn't get it there, don't throw it at all, because you throwing it towards the middle of the field where defenders are flying in, man. You making him a target. And that's exactly what happened, man. You know what I mean? Like, and then he almost did it to KJ. I mean, shit, he's done it to TJ Hawkinson a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's neither here nor there, man. TJ Hawkinson, man, there's passes that I watched TJ Hawkinson drop too, where I'm like, yo, you got to start catching those, man. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he gets a lot of he does catch a lot of balls, but I feel like TJ drops some crucial ones too, more times than none, man. That pisses me off. And Lions fans warned us about that when we brought him in. They said he dropped a lot of passes, and I see it, man. It'd be crucial ones. Like that one on the sideline, man. He had his hands on it, like it was bobbling, and he just does that extra bobbling and always leaving his feet. Stop leaving your feet, TJ Hawkinson, man. Like, stop leaving your feet. Your tight end coach should start training you to stop leaving your feet on every catch you want to jump. I don't give a damn if the pass is down by your thighs. You're jumping and catching it. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing that? Like, you're just making shit more difficult than it need to be, man. Stop doing that.
All right, real quick. I'm not going to read the whole thing about defenseless receiver, but prohibitive contact, forcibly hitting a defenseless player in the head or neck area with helmet, face mask, forearm, or shoulder, even if the initial contact was lower. Lowering the head and making forcible contact with the crown or hairline parts of the helmet against any part of the defensive player's body. I will say this. By the absolute letter of the law, could you construe that as defenseless because he's up in the air and he can't defend himself? Okay, sure. But that's not what the intent or the spirit of that rule is. The spirit of the rule is a guy getting hit in the head when he has absolutely no ability to protect himself. Justin Jefferson has the ability to protect himself by not going up like that. Now, to your point, of course, he's not going to do that. But no, that is not the spirit of the rule of safe play and making sure players don't get concussions. That is just a football hit. A guy goes up in the air and he's coming down with the ball. You hit him to try to knock the ball loose. So no, that was not a dirty hit. That was not a defenseless hit. Anyway,
yeah, I don't think so either.
Any green. I remember those were the days.
Yeah, I don't think that was I don't think it was a defensive hit. Shout out Catch TY84.
Hey,
I
what's
got
up,
that thing all messed up, man, but you know what it is, man. Do the Vikings leave Dobbs in Vegas? Absolutely, man. I would. You know what I'm saying? I would. The helmet to helmet against Naylor is gonna get a fine.
That one should have been a fine.
That one will get a fine. Yep. That one will get a fine. They'll rewatch that and look at that one for sure. That one was ugly. That one was nasty. You know what I mean? 7-10 is my prediction. Damn, 7-10, boy. You say we about to drop a lot of games coming up, innit?
Well, that'd be all of them. That'd be the last four.
Yeah,
we got to get at least one. We got to at least get to one against the Packers. Okay, if we lose to Cincinnati and then lose to Detroit, then I put Jaron Hall. Well, I put Jaron Hall in now, but shout out my worthless single greatest Twitter, Facebook's Snapchat handle of all time, because your opinion is very rarely, if ever, worthless. But in all seriousness, just don't lose to Green Bay. At this point, all I care about two things in this season: finding out what I got in Hall and finding out that and beating the Packers on New Year's Eve. That's all I care about. Well, the rest of it is gravy. The rest of it is absolutely gravy.
Facts, man.
Thank you, Cody.
If I can have it my way, man, I'm putting in Jaron Mahomes Hall, man, and calling it a wrap and seeing what's going on, man. You know what I mean? Like, what do you have to lose, man?
Nothing.
Like, for one, there's no way he's not better than Nick Mullens, man, and there's no way he ain't better than than Josh Dobbs. I mean, that's just obvious, man. I feel like I'm better than Dobbs. I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like, give me a jersey. You know what I'm saying? Give me a jersey and pads, man. I'll go out there. There was a point in time where the man had 12 yards or something like that, or we had like negative 12 yards or something. It was
-2 total passing yards or something when you take sacks into it. Yeah.
Damn, Dave Frozen with an ugly face too. That boy got that Nick Mullens face. Hold on, let me get him off and add him back on. That boy had that Nick Mullens face, y'all. You know what I mean? When they were showing Nick Mullens in the helmet, I was like, yo, Nick Mullens, why Nick Mullens look like that, man? That boy look like he in pain. This game gonna make our defense top 5, I think. Hey, that's a point. That's a good point, Sarah. I do believe, like this defensive performance today, man, is definitely going to put Brian Flores in a really good spot as far as, you know, like, hey, can we give Kevin O'Connell some props for that? for bringing in the boy. You know what I mean? 24-6 boys over the Eagles right now. Hey man, the Cowboys hitting a stride right now, man. The Cowboys hitting a stride, man. Yeah, he said, gotta ask both of you if you are. If hold on, let me see what purple pride for the win said. He said, if you are JJ, do you try and hold out for a deal? I think both of you have seen great players who get banged up and are on low scale deals. Yeah. If I was Justin Jefferson, I probably wouldn't, only because like he's not a player that's like this season's going to determine whether he gets a big payday or not. Like, I think his first 3 seasons already determined that he's going to get a huge payday. So I don't think it matters. Like, if he doesn't get one more catch, or even if he was to get an injury. And now if you're speaking on a health term, like, hey, you don't want to break your leg so that you're out for half of next season just because you want to play the sport, then I can see that if he's more worried about injury. But as far as he's going to get a deal regardless, man. He knows that. Like, he's going to sign a mega deal, whether we pay him, because if we don't, somebody else is. So it's not really going to matter, man. He's blessed to be able to play the sport as good as he is. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's an issue. If I was in JJ's shoes, I would play the game as long as I'm able. I mean, because one thing you can't do is you can't think about injuries. You got to just go out there. And just play the sport, man. Man, you right here, but you're hot. And can you hear me? Like, your mic's muted. He's
I've been here this whole time.
Yeah, but your mic, I can't. Can y'all see Justin? Because I can't see him.
They can see me as I'm watching the stream too. Yeah, I'm watching the stream.
Damn, I don't know why the hell I can't see you. All right, it's cool. I don't need to see you anyways.
What's up, Bandino? What's going on? Good to see you. How about no? We read your comment earlier. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's like, where is he at? I'm like, I'm sitting right here. Anyway.
No, because it was black. Like, it's black on my screen. Like, I was like, you're not there. I thought something happened. Yeah.
No,
I thought something happened. That's why. All right, cool.
All right, anyway, cool. But to the question about JJ, no, I don't think so. It's a good question, but the Vikings are not going to try and, save a few million on Justin Jefferson because he missed half the season. No,
right.
That would be career suicide for Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and for the Wills, frankly. No, they're not going to try and lowball him. And no, I don't think Jefferson's going to be any different. I think there wasn't as much urgency to get it done this offseason because he still got one more year under contract. If this was his last year, like it was for TJ Hawkinson, there would have been some urgency. But no, right. I don't think that's going to change much of anything. The bigger question is, who's the quarterback going to be? That's the bigger question than JJ.
Who's quarterback going to be? Who going to be throwing JJ the rock? That's the bigger question. Right?
I mean, you can talk about this, that, and whatever else, and it gets back to the Cousins thing. If you're going to re-sign Jefferson and you're going to want to bring Danielle Hunter back and you're going to want to get a deal in the works for Christian Darrisaw, you can't bring Cousins back because then you've got no more money to fill the team around them. So the bigger question is what they're going to do at quarterback. So if they end up let's say they finish 8-9 and they got like the 17th pick and they make them move up to get one of the top couple of quarterbacks. I don't think they have enough ammunition to get like Drake May. So then what do you do? Do you go Michael Penix? Do you go JJ McCarthy? What do you do? I don't know. I mean, I know you like JJ as a Michigan guy, but
I like JJ, man. Like, I just think JJ gonna be that sleeper, bro. He got that dog, and I'm telling you, that boy's a dog, man. He just gives me vibes of once he, like, people that might critique like his last couple games as a college player. Right. I just feel like once he gets into an NFL system, he just seems like a type of guy that's going to take shit personal and really want to be the best out there. He just gives me that vibe. You know what I mean? Listen, Jaden, speaking of Jaden Daniels, I was going
to say Jaden there.
Shout out to him for winning the Heisman, man. I actually, after he won the Heisman, I went and watched some of his tape and stuff. Mm-hmm. And, we'll get into all of this throughout the months, when we got to hold it down on YouTube, man, throughout the months when the Vikings aren't playing football and we're just hoping and wishing we get this player and that player. And, your boy RAP going to find some DBEs, some linebackers that I feel like are the best, that I feel like we should go with, some wide receivers, some quarterbacks. And I like Jaden Daniels from the first sight of going into watching some of his tape the other night after he won the Heisman, but he really reminds me of Lamar Jackson. Like, he plays very similar to Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? A lot tall. I think he's a little taller because he's 6'4", but
right.
I mean, very similar type of player.
Joker, if we keep B-Flow one more year and we have a bad year, do we fire KOC and hire Flow? That is a conversation that is difficult to have, because back in the day, some people want to say, oh, we should have fired Dennis Green and kept Tony Dungy or Brian Billick, because both of his coordinators went on to win Super Bowls. That's easy to say in hindsight. Dennis Green, in his first handful of seasons, was a very, very good coach. That's easy hindsight. Now, Mike Tomlin versus Brad Childress, where you only had Tomlin for one season and Childress went 6-10. That's an easier second guess, but are you really going to fire a guy after one season? Again, easy second guess. Now, if KOC and the Vikings have another bad season and he stays, could I see it? Yeah, I could see it, but it's always easier to think that, you got the captain and you got the first officer. It's always easy when stuff isn't going wrong. Oh, we should just get rid of this captain and we should make the first officer captain. Because you know what we were saying this time last year? We got to get rid of Mike Zimmer, or 2 years ago. We got to get rid of Zimmer and bring somebody else in. It's real easy to say that. Now, Brian Flores does appear to have the chops, and T-Bass has said this on my show a few times, as well as some others, One Bar and whatever else, that Brian Flores did have head coaching experience and Kevin O'Connell didn't. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's a long ways off though, Joker. But if that's the case, if we can keep Flores as our D coordinator, and if we have another garbage season next year, I could see it. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Shout out JDT93. I see you in the building. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you tapping in, man, for sure. Bandito, I see you, Bandito, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you this game today, man, kind of wore me out, man. It wore me out in a heavy way, man. It was a heavy toll on our mental, man, watching this team, because I think about the future games that we have to play, and I'm like, damn, are we gonna be able to win any more games playing like that? Like,
no.
Thank God we played the Raiders today. You know what I'm saying?
But God damn it, we play anybody else, we get killed.
Like the Bengals, man. And this week's gonna be interesting, talking about our boy Jake Browning, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a very interesting week, to say the least, man. And I'm sure most platforms that cover the Vikings are going to be touching on Jake Browning, right? Why? Well, because Jake Browning was on our roster at one point, all right? So for the ones who who forgot, you know what I mean? We had a chance to have a Jake Browning. Listen, Jake Browning balling out there right now, man. I'm low-key jealous. Low-key jealous, man. I mean, I'm low-key jealous. Boy, looking like Joe Burrow 2.0 out there, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. To Lemmy's question, or to Lemmy's point, we talked a little bit about Kirk earlier, and I stand by what I said. But to your last sentence, I'll take him back if he takes a team-friendly deal.
Who's that,
I would
Kirk?
love Kirk, yeah. I would love to be surprised if that was the case. Because if it's team-friendly enough, would I do it? Maybe. But I don't think that there's a team-friendly level that I would be willing to take that Kirk would be willing to take. Yeah, Kirk, this is his last big contract to get. He's 36 at the start of the year next season. He's not going to take no 1 year, $18 million deal to do a prove-it deal. No, he's going to want to get a 2-3 year deal, his last bag. Yeah, if he said that he would play for 25 or 30, that's still pushing it for me, but that's a realistic discount. That taking a discount from 42 to 37, that doesn't move the needle. He takes a discount from 42 down to 25 to 30. I'm listening. I'm not there yet, but I'm listening at that point. But we'll see. There's going to be a lot of stuff this offseason. We got a lot of holes to fill. Last year was a bit of a magic carpet ride. We won on the margins. This year, we're not winning on the margins. And again, there's still 4 games left. This season, I said this earlier on First and Skull, and I can't remember if I said it on this show or not. This feels like the Green Bay victory we had earlier this year, where we beat the Packers by 2 touchdowns. We beat the Packers by 2 touchdowns, and they look dead in the water. But we lost Kirk Cousins for whoever we want to say about him. And we're just like, oh, great. We finally started figuring this out. We just beat San Francisco, and then we beat Green Bay. We got a good defense, a good offensive line, and now we lost Kirk. I can't celebrate today's win with all that much enthusiasm because it was just better to win ugly than to lose ugly. I get that, but what do you take away from this? I mean, what can we fix? Before it was stop turning the ball over. What can we fix right now?
Yeah, they're really not. I mean, now we're not turning the ball over, but we're just not moving the ball at all. You know what I mean? So now it's just like, God damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, God damn, at least when we were turning the ball over, at least we were actually moving the ball to turn the bitch over. Like now we ain't even moving the ball to turn the damn ball over. So, I mean, I don't know, man. When it comes to the Kirk Cousins thing, and I just dropped the poll in the chat for y'all. If y'all want to go right now, we got 9 votes. It's 67-33. More people saying no to bringing Kirk back. My thing is this. When it comes to the Kirk thing, real quick, this year right here, I wouldn't have wanted nothing else but to have Kirk finish out this season. Why? Because I felt like even if he had a really good season, I felt like he would have played out of a contract because he would have played either too good to where he would have been too expensive, or he would have played, not good enough to where the Vikings would have said, I think it's time to move on. I think either way, we would be in a good spot to move off of him in the offseason at least.
Right.
But for this season, I would have wanted him because he was already on our team under contract. Like I obviously want to use what the hell we got. And I feel like he would have gave us a good shot because our defense really is playing good. And I'm curious. I'm just now it sucks because I'm really curious to see what he could have did with the defense that's playing like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn.
Decent offensive line.
Like a motherfucking defense can hold a team to 0. Like, how many points would Kirk Cousins have scored today? Would have won a game 27-0 today? You know what I mean? Like with Justin Jefferson out there and, coming back. And I feel like Justin Jefferson would have had damn near 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 yards in the first quarter. You know what I mean? Come back for real. I knew Justin Jefferson wasn't going to do much with goddamn your boy Dobbs as a quarterback. I knew it, man. I just knew it, bro. Like, it was just too obvious, man. Shout out to Polish, man. 87, man. Appreciate you.
No, I don't think he's got an injury. He hadn't had any injuries before this season. And, okay, a pulled hamstring happens from time to time. I mean, look at all the Packers wide receivers and all their players. They got hamstrings all over the place. Today was the fact that Josh Dobbs hung him out to dry. That was not an injury-prone guy getting re-injured. That was a guy that just was put in a bad position. To a couple of people, how about no was one of them, and I forget who the other one was. Bandino. Yeah, we've said it from the beginning. We've said it for weeks. Start Jaron Hall. We've said it for weeks.
Yeah.
So we
shout out Eric. Shout out Eric from New Mexico, man. Florinda and Raquel. Let's go, man. Shout out to you, man. Give you a Rick Flynn there.
Give me 2 claps and a Rick Flynn.
Yeah, I mean, just sad, bro. Just sad, man.
It is sad.
Shout out Sal Dog 1 Lewis. The O-line is still not good. I mean, yeah, the O-line definitely fell off the past couple games. You know what I mean? Again, I'm going to keep going back to the Denver game. I just think the Denver game was kind of the turning point of expose them. You know what I mean? Listen, all you got to do is blitz X amount of players, especially with a Josh Dobbs, and it's a wrap, man, because he doesn't have the mental capability of being able to, read that defense, man, or just handle that pressure, man, when people are in his face. Like, he doesn't know what to say. He don't know if he want to run, throw. He turns his back to the players. Like, he's just all over the damn place. He runs backwards. Like, yeah, it's just a mess. You know what I mean? It's a mess, man. So we definitely got a goddamn weak point there, man. And don't be surprised if the Bengals just blitz the hell out of us on Saturday, man. Just
totally agree.
For sure. Shout out MWO, man. Should have snatched Trey Lance when we had this damn chance, man. For sure, man. But man, look, we've been on 1 hour and 4 minutes, man. Day, man. You want to talk about anything else real quick, man, and tell people what we got going on, man, because I'm exhausted.
Yeah, that takes a lot out of you. It really does. I will say this: if you don't already subscribe on Vikings First and Skull on your favorite podcast aggregator, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, Vikings First and Skull. If you don't already subscribe to me on Purple and Gold for Days, I will be dropping. Rap's video just dropped. I can't wait to watch that. What's up, Swerve? Good to see you.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
I just
dropping
dropped
one.
the video. I just dropped the video on my channel too, man. Shout out Swerve, man. So hey, all 50 of y'all that's in here, make sure y'all go and watch my video. I just dropped it. Make sure you leave a like, man, and comment. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this
Wipe your
thing
feet at the
popping.
door on this video as well on your way out. I will be on tomorrow night at 8:15 Central Time on Skull for Days, as well as Tuesday night at 6:30 Central Time with Dave from Minnesota Sports Talk with Under the Lights, and then I'll be back again on Thursday. A reminder for anybody who was in the. Do you still have that clip for the knives? The prize from Mary. Let's get that up on the board here. So we have already closed the donations both for my daughter on my channel as well as for Gary's grandson for this week, but Mary has donated prizes for all 5 of the remaining games. We will announce the winner tomorrow on my show. Rap and I will cut up a recorded video because we just didn't have time to get all the entries in, but we do have all the entries written down. But come on back tomorrow night to Skull for Days on my channel, 8:15 Central Time. We will announce the winner for that one, as well as let you know what the prize is for this coming week.
Right.
And you know what? We got a W today. Let's try and remember.
Let's go, man.
And you going live? Are you going on Tuesday night with Dave over on Purple and Skull Media?
Yeah, we'll rock Tuesday. Me and Dave will rock Tuesday over there. Yeah, man. So just keep tapping in with us, man. We appreciate everybody tonight, man. We had a packed house tonight, so you know we love y'all support. Hey, make sure y'all go tap into my video real quick and just hit the like button real quick on it, man. Even if you don't watch it, hit the like button real quick, man. It's 50 of y'all. Just go hit the like button. You heard? But yeah, man.
Hey, I'm
sure,
almost
man.
at 1,000 y'all. If y'all don't subscribe to me, hit me up. Like my video. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you love. Tell me what you hate. We will be back on Rapping for Days. I don't know if we're going to go Saturday or if we're going to keep our normal Sunday time with the Vikings playing on Saturday. Rap and I haven't talked about it, but it will be over on Purple and Gold for Days next week. So hit them subscribe buttons to both channels, the like buttons. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. We love y'all, man. Skull Vikes, so baby. 3-0, man. 3-0, man.
Great pitchers.
Shout out to the Vikings, man. Let's get a Ric Flair for them 3 points, man. Let's go.
Give me 2 taps and a Ric Flair.
Thank God for Greg Joseph.
Let's go, Greg.